evening. Welcome to another episode. Hello? Hello? Okay, let's try this. Hello? Hello? Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Good evening. Welcome to, okay, hello? Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense is because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I also need to let everybody know that the subscriber mode has been enabled. What does that mean? That means if you're a subscriber, you will need to subscribe to the channel if you wish to enter any comments in the chat. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the beginning or just recently. I really appreciate all the love and support all of you have given me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. Thank you very much. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. If you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. As you can see by the title on the thumbnail, tonight we're going to honor all the men and women who serve in our military, whether it be the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, or the Coast Guard. Okay. And the reason why we're honoring these people because, first of all, they make a great deal of sacrifices. Many of them devote years in military service, and they have to deal with extended periods where they are away from their loved ones, and also at times they are put in harm's way in defense of our country and the defense of the liberties that we enjoy. So let me make a couple of things clear. We're not going to get into the politics of the United States. Okay, we can have a great deal of disagreement regarding what the policies of the U.S. is, if it's proper or not proper. Okay, we can discuss that on another stream. Tonight's episode is to acknowledge the sacrifices that these dear people make in serving the military. Okay. Now, before we get into the topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Okay. Now, yesterday, of course, it was Memorial Day, and of course, um, it was a day dedicated for all the men and women who had made the ultimate sacrifice and died, and they shed their blood in defense of our country and defense of our liberties. So I decided to go see a movie. Okay. And I actually went to see a movie called The Little Mermaid. Now, before you get on me, it's like, what is a grown man like myself watching um, a kiddie movie? First of all, there was many adults that were there, some of them with children and others without children. And I wanted to have a new diversion and fun. Okay, so let me just give you a brief synopsis regarding the film. Okay. Based on the scenery of the film, it looks like it took place on in the early or mid 19th century, and it has to do with a mermaid. Her name is Ariel. She is the youngest daughter of King Triton. Now, these are mermaids and mer people. So what they do is they swim and they live underneath the sea. Okay. Now, what makes mermaid the Ariel? That's the name of the mermaid, who was played by Halle Bailey, and I think she did an excellent job in my humble opinion. She is fascinated for some reason regarding humans, and King Triton, which played by Javier Bardem, um, is not all that crazy about it. And we later discover in the film the reason why he has a hatred towards the humans. It is because it was a human that killed his wife and Ariel's mother. So unfortunately, there is a great deal of hatred involved. Okay. Now there was a younger sister that King Triton had called Ursula, who was banished from the kingdom. We do not know why, but apparently because of some unknown evil. So, um, so Ariel is fascinated by humans and actually, so the shipwrecks and things of that nature, and no, and actually she saved a human from drowning. Okay, who was Prince Eric, who was played by Jonah Howard King. Okay, now she immediately falls in love with him, and Ursula, the evil Ursula, who is the sea witch, decided to use Ariel as a try to get her revenge. So she made a deal, which was okay. She would be allowed to become a human for a brief time, and she will live as a human, and she kissed the prince within 3 days. If not, then she would become the slave of Ursula forever. Okay. So all throughout the movie, Ursula had sent her evil minions to try to prevent Ariel from kissing the prince. Now, meanwhile, the queen has issues regarding mer people, okay, and she also has some hatred regarding them. So, so towards the end of the movie, the evil Ursula transformed herself into a beautiful woman, claimed to be the woman that the prince was looking for. So then he, he engaged to her and everything like that. And later on, it was discovered that this Ursula was not who she is. She was the evil um, sister of King Triton. And the three nights passed by without Ariel kissing the prince, which led her to become her slave. And then King Triton fights Ursula, which it appeared that he died. And then um, Ariel saves the life of King Triton. And well, I'm not going to tell you what happened at the end. You will just have to go and see the movie yourself. Okay. Now, let me just give you my critique. Um, overall it was a good movie. It was really pleasant. Some of it was a bit far fetched regarding kind of like King Trenton dying and then being resurrected, kind of like our Jesus. But overall, it was a good movie. So I'm going to be doing more often is that whenever I do see a movie, I'm going to give a review on it on this platform just to show. Whenever I see a movie, I'm going to give. Excuse me, sorry. Just to show, sorry, and just to give a different flavor. So now said and done, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, as I said it before, tonight we're doing a shout out to our service personnel. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I was gonna share something in this screen, but where the computer's been acting up, I don't think I'm gonna try. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to give me a moment. I'm going to share with you an article in regards to the military, and basically, it's going to be. Just give me a moment. It's going to be the top 20 reasons why to serve the military, and then the top 7 reasons not to serve in the military. Okay. Now, this I gotten from, let's see, just from the site called OMK, and the article was updated not long ago. In fact, it was updated May the 7th of this year. So let me just read to you the article. Joining the military for most can be a life-changing altering decision. Some guys and gals know it from the start. They strive to be a part of the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines from a very young age. Yes, even the Coast Guard. And now they may prefer to join the Space Force. For others, on the other hand, aren't too sure if it's the right thing for them. We have compiled a list of the 20 top reasons why you should join the military, along with several reasons you should not. Okay. This list is based on a recent poll we conducted where we asked those who are currently serving in the military or did serve in the military what was their primary reason for serving. And here, okay. So there's some of the so I'm gonna list the top reasons um, in order of percentage. Number one, serve your country. Number two, learn this new skill, train. Number three, see what the world when you're made of. Number four, to get out of your hometown. Number five, travel. Number six, get in shape. Number seven, save money. Number eight, GI Bill. Number nine, honor family tradition. Number 10, get experience for civilian career and other. So now, with that being said, I'm going to start with the first reason why people tend to serve the military. Okay, which now includes the Space Force. Number one, serve your country. If you feel a sense of patriotism or duty toward the American people, joining the military is a great option. Once you serve, you'll be filled with a sense of pride. There's nothing like walking around in your uniform and having someone thank you for your service. That's true. One thing I try to do is that whenever I come across someone that I know for certain that served in the military, is to simply say, thank you, sir, or ma'am, for your military service. Number two, get in shape. The physical demands of basic training and the daily workouts in the military required are an added benefit to joining. You develop cardiovascular and muscular strength that you didn't know you were capable of having. Plus, if your job is physically demanding, think of infantry. It is your job to be at your best. Let me put it this way, you will be getting paid to work out. Number three, GI. In the US, the average cost of an in state undergraduate degree is over $100,000 if you live on campus. For our state, it is closer to 180,000. However, if you utilize the GI Bill, not only will your tuition be waived, but you will also get paid to learn. The living standard is based on the zip code of your school. In San Francisco, for example, you will make $4,600 a month to get your degree. In Tampa, Florida, you make about $2,600. The GI Bill is one of the best reasons to join the military by far. Number four, be part of something bigger than yourself. Most of us go through daily lives working towards something that's going to benefit us. As a member of the military, you have an opportunity to serve a cause that affects the whole world. When people back home talk about the works overseas, you have a first hand perspective to add in the conversation. Number five, earn respect and admiration from your peers. I can't tell you how often my friends introduce me to others by mentioning my service to the in the army. You'll almost always get the same reaction. Wow, that's really admirable of you. I never brag about it, but to be honest, it always feels good to hear. Not to mention, everyone always wants to buy me a beer. Number six, honor a family tradition. Maybe your dad or mom served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines, and you want to make them proud. Sometimes military legacies reach a few generations back. Following in the footsteps of a volunteer can instill a great sense of pride. Additionally, your family members will be able to advise you how to be successful while serving. Number seven, experience for a specific civilian career. The majority of jobs in the military will directly transfer to the civilian world. For example, if you plan on pursuing a job in law enforcement, serve a few years in the military. Not to mention having military experience on your resume typically goes a long way with employers. A background in the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine shows leadership ability and strong work ethic. Okay. Number eight, travel. Getting to travel is probably one of the first reasons people think of when they consider joining the military. In addition to the obvious places, Iraq and Afghanistan, service members get to go all over the world. The US military has international bases in countries such as Germany, Italy, Japan, Greece, Poland, and South Korea, to name a few. Stateside traveling can be just as exciting. There are military bases in Alaska and Hawaii too. Number nine, get out of your hometown. Hometowns can be great, they can be comfortable, familiar, and full of people you know and trust. But they can also be traps, and hopping in a car and taking off is expensive. Joining the military is a great option if you're looking to get away from home. Number 10, medical care. Healthcare is one of the most controversial topics today. No matter your position on the subject, one thing is clear, a visit to the doctor is expensive. The military provides free and top-notch full health coverage for its members and its families. Personally, I met more than a few guys who was ecstatic to finally get their teeth fixed. Number 11, save money. If you're looking to get rich, the military is not the best option for you. However, since the military provides you with everything you need for everyday expenses, it's also a unique opportunity to save money. If you're conscious of your money, it's possible to serve and get the comfortable go out with, get out with a comfortable saving account. Number 12, gain worldly perspective. You get to do a lot of traveling in the military. However, one thing I didn't mention is the benefit of all that traveling. Exploring the world and experiencing cultures and people different from your own is the best way to gain a perspective. Imagine seeing how people live in the mountains of Afghanistan. After that, you'll have a new appreciation for the comfort many Americans take for granted. Okay. I want to remind everybody that the link is in the chat and the link has been pinned as well. I just learned how to do that thanks to, I think it was Morena or was it Moon Chaser? Well, one of the two. Well, in any case, thank you very much. Number 13, learn a skill. Joining the military doesn't mean you have to become an expert shooter or warrior. There are hundreds of unique positions in the military, and many of them apply to the civilian workforce. You can learn every trade from how to be a mechanic and driving heavy equipment to the ins and outs of cryptology. Okay, interesting. Number 14, friends for life. Spending every day with an entire year with the same guys can be stressful. The flip side is that you will create bonds with people that will last you your life, the rest of your life. You will have friends that will watch you grow and get married, and friends who can call when times get hard. The people I met in the military made all the suffering I endured worth it. Number 15. And for those of you who are just turning in now, tonight's stream, the topic is a shout out to our service personnel. So right now, I'm going over uh, the benefits of serving in the military. Later on, I'll show you reasons not to join the military. Okay. Number 15, early retirement. With a parental waiver, you can actually join the military at just 17 years of age. Now it only takes 20 years of service to become eligible for retirement. That means you should have coverage forever and start a whole other career before you're 40. So that's something um, for the Gen Z people to think about. Number 16, you meet people from all over the US. The United States is a huge country, and the people that encompass it differ greatly depending on where they're from. When you join the military, you meet people from the big cities and towns of a few hundred. People from the country, people from the suburbs, some people that grew up poor and others rich. Number 17, VA home loan, VA Veterans Administration. With the VA home loan, veterans can purchase a home with zero money down. Additionally, many of the purchasing fees are waived and the cost of insurance is much lower. It was hard for me to imagine purchasing a home before I joined the military. With the VA home loan, I found a great house and I didn't have to wipe out my savings to go into debt to make my dreams come true. Interesting. Number 18, small business assistance. Similar to the VA home loan, the VA also support veterans who are interested in starting a small business. Now, here's a direct quote from the Small Business Administration, otherwise known as the SBA. SBA programs provide access to capital and preparation to small business opportunities. They can also connect veteran small business owners with federal procurement and commercial supply chains. Interesting. Number 19, learn the structure and discipline. No matter what your specialty in the military is, your time in the service will instill in you a strong work ethic. The military does not believe in quitting, And laziness on the job is never tolerated. It can be heard at all times, but it's always with it. When you get out of the military, employees will see someone who works hard and can be trusted to get the job done. And number 20, as far as reasons why you should join the military, see what you're made of. The military has a limited amount of challenges if pushing yourself physically and mentally interests you. There is a myriad number of schools that you can sign up for. Um, Additionally, there's always high tiers of operations you can try out for, like the Ranger Battalion, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, or even top secret Delta Force. So those are the 20 reasons to join the military. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you 7 reasons not to join the military. Okay. The simple fact is, of the matter, that is not the military is not for everyone. I agree. In my time, I met some guys who that just should never have signed up to join. The following is a list of reasons not to join the military. Okay, number 1, to get rich. Different from um, the military is not the occupation you want if getting rich is your ultimate goal. Now, let me just give you an example. The pay for enlisted soldiers start at $1,773 per month. That's under 22,000 a year, and of course, that doesn't include other things like certain allowance for housing, certain allowance for food, certain other forms of financial compensation. So, the enlisted men, you're not going to make a lot of money. Okay. Now, in the military, they have pay grades. For those who are for service personnel, the pay grades is E1 to E9, I believe. Okay, and for the officers, it's O1 to O10. Okay. For E5 sergeants with a few years experience, they pay barely double that. So you're talking about pay. I mean, if you want to a career that that pays a lot of money, there are other areas where you can join. Even though the opportunity to save a lot of your income is available, getting rich isn't going to happen. Okay. Number 2 reason for not to join the military: to kill someone. This is actually one of the biggest reasons guys want to join the military, although it's a bit misguided. Though I wanted to seek revenge for my fellow countrymen and women that died on 9/11, I drew a clear distinction between feeling it and wanting to kill. I was prepared to take a life, but never wanted to. If you want to join to know what it's like to kill, you watch too many movies, and real soldiers are going to laugh in your face. Okay. Now, to be perfectly honest, when you take a life, it okay. I I can imagine in life, and it's something that at times you may have to do in periods of war. Okay, and to be perfectly honest, you do need a great deal of preparation. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is a shout out to our military personnel. So what we're doing here is I just finished stating um, the reasons why people should join the military, And then I'm talking about non-sharing the reasons people should not. Now, I'm not here. We're not here to discuss U.S. policy. I mean, we can all debate it until the cows come home. Tonight is to honor the men and women who sacrifice futures on hold in order to serve um, in the military. And of course, I have never served in the military, so I don't know what it is to be away from my loved ones for an extended period of time. And to be perfectly honest, some of the most difficult times to be away from your family is when it comes kind of like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, that's a bitter pill for any man or woman that decided to serve in the military. I mean, just think about it. You are in some foreign country, and it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, and you're not able to join, and then you have to Skype and or what have you. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And so tonight's topic is it's a little bit more patriotic. Tonight's topic is a shout out to to our service personnel. Okay, so basically, it's just to acknowledge and to show the proper gratitude for the men and women who do decide to serve in the military, because that's not an easy thing. I mean, to spend extended time away from your loved ones, particularly when it comes time to like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the fact you're away from your spouses and whatnot. That could be, and the fact that the spouse is left alone to be the single parent because the other spouse is serving in the military. Yes, I agree. A huge shout out to the men and women to the military. And I think my personal opinion, and again, you don't have to agree with me, I think the women have it tougher in the military. And I'm going to tell you why. Because unfortunately, you have certain people uh, who have a huge issue with women serving in the military. Oh, Gigi, I didn't know your father served in the Air Force. Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say this. If you are listening, watching the stream, or watching the playback, I just want to publicly thank you, sir, for your military service, for what length of time that you served in the Air Force. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, you did not have to serve in the military and Air Force, but the fact that you value um, what this country can offer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry, Gigi, but in any case, a huge shout out to you, sir, for your military service. Okay, whatever it may be. I apologize. Okay, I'm not trying to belittle anybody's military service. So what I did was I just discussed the 20 top reasons why to serve in the military. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I'm talking about um, why people should not serve in the military. You're quite welcome, Gigi. So, number three, honor women. Joining the military is a huge life decision and not one to be taken lightly. Whether or not you're planning to signing up for one of the compact related jobs, you'll be signing away at least 2 years of your life. Where you live, how you get to dress, or for a few years, these decisions are made for you. Okay, so that's something that everyone that's thinking about serving in the military need to consider. Okay, it's basically from the minute that you sign up, when you after you go through basic training or officer training, uh, the others are making your decisions for you. That's something that need to be taken into consideration. Number four. This is the fourth reason not to join um, the military. To impress a girl or a guy. In other words, to joining the military to impress someone of the opposite sex, or in the case of someone that's a part of the alphabet community, the same sex. Uh, let's keep this one short, shall we? You go the basic training to come out physically fit. You go off overseas and come back with a worldly perspective. You are a better person all around. What that girl guy back home has been doing since you've been gone, moving on. You should too. Yeah, that's an interesting question, Irby, as far okay. Well, the fact of the matter is, okay, this is my think. This is what I think, and I could be wrong because okay, I think those people who serve in the military, they have a unique perspective, okay, and they are able to see how other people live, and when they come home, whether it be on briefly, or when their military duty is ended, they I they have a deeper appreciating of what privileges we have here in the United States. Now, this is the fifth reason why you should not join the military. If you want control over where you're going to live, okay, that's something no one has any control. Uh, Before I joined, there was a rumor that I get to break down my top three preferred duty stations. Unfortunately, that was just patently wrong. The military places its member where it needs them, hence the term service. It may take years of serving and moving up in rank until you get to any say in where you can live, which is something that we need to bear in mind, which is we don't decide where we're going to serve. I mean, the branch of service, whatever it may be, makes a determination where you're going to be stationed. Okay, and it could be um, somewhere like in a desert, or it could be somewhere cold. So you need, if you're thinking about in the military, you need to bear in mind that for a good chunk of time, you're gonna live where someone else tells you to live. Now, here is the sixth reason why you should not join the military. If you really can imagine the idea of complete structure, if you can imagine being told what to do, where to go, what kind of tattoos you can have, and how to dress every day, don't join. Additionally, the rank structure in the military is a one-way world, no exceptions. Your leadership should never belittle you. However, there will be times when you'll be expected to take verbal and/or physical punishment. On top of that, you're not allowed to give your side of the story. That's very true. Okay, and okay. I'm sure that those who have served in the military can give stories. You had recruits or person or low low ranking recruit soldiers or personnel um, trying to tell the sergeant or whoever in authority what to go and what to do. Um, I can imagine that did not end well. Okay. And I've seen some of the videos regarding, like in the Marines, like those drill sergeants on the Army. I imagine in the Navy, it's more or less the same. Um, you're going to be told what to do from sun up to sundown, when to get up, when to go to, when to do your, when to clean your barracks or what have you. So your itinerary has been s- made by someone else other than yourself. So if you're thinking you're going to join the military with the belief that you're going to do what you want when you want, I'm sorry, you're going to be deeply disappointed, and you're going to be up the up the creek without a paddle. Okay, and depending on how you conduct yourself, there is a different types of punishment. Okay, I think one day I will develop a stream regarding discipline and how what type of punishment people can receive serving in the military. And the seventh and final reason not to join the military is if you don't like exercise. It should go without saying that the military is going to demand that you run, push, pull, and sit up and climb on a regular basis. While some jobs demand more than others, every soldier, Marine, seaman, and airman is expected to pass physical fitness tests. You don't need to be a star to succeed in the military, but if you really hated PE in high school, I don't suggest joining up. Yeah, I mean, because believe me, I think every single day you will have PT, PE. Okay, you will have drill. You will have duties that you got to perform. Some of them you're not going to be very happy about, but you're not going to tell um, the non-commissioned officer no way, and you're going to address them in a particular way. Usually, yes, sir, no, sir, or yes, drill sergeant, or yes, sergeant, or yes, gunner sergeant, or yes, petty officer this, or chief officer. Okay, well, okay. So basically, those were the 7 reasons why you should not join the military. And of course, I going to give 20 reasons why people join the military. Now, what is the conclusion? If you're thinking about joining the military but are unsure to start, okay. The article does state certain things to consider. Okay, it gives a breakdown of what life is like in the branch, in each branch of the U.S. military, as a tremendous resource. In any event, there are plenty of good reasons to join the military. It's all a matter of figuring out where are your priorities as well as weighing the pros and cons of each one. So I'm going to end it here. Now the question is why we discuss all this. Okay, we had all is so we can have a deeper appreciation of what the men and women that volunteer to serve in the armed forces have to deal with. Okay, and as I stated before, there is a very rigorous training that they all have to undergo, and there is a vetting process. Okay, and the whole purpose is to make sure that only those
who are physically and mentally fit to serve in the military to do so. Okay, so that's just some things to think about. Okay, now I have pinned um, the link in the chat. Um, if anyone wishes to join the panel, they can do so. Anyone can join. Anyone wishes to express an opinion, they can do so. Okay. And again, let me make this, and I can't, and I have to make this perfectly clear. Okay. What we're not going to do is we're not going to discuss U.S. politics here. We're not going to have that discussion. I mean, we can all disagree um, regarding the current policy. Okay. What the whole purpose is to give a shout out and to acknowledge the, no, the, the devotion that these people undergo, the sacrifices they undergo um, in, in, in serving the military. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, it's not easy when you are away from your loved ones for an extended period of time. So there's a certain amount of loneliness that these men and women deal with. In fact, the topic for tomorrow's stream would be how to deal with loneliness. And that's something that we all have to deal with at some point. And particularly when in the midst of the COVID 19 pandemic, when we were not able to gather with loved ones, okay? And everything had to be done via Skype or Zoom. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another article. Um, and the name of the article is Community Support for Military Families Lending a Hand. Okay. And this was an article that, that came from the American Psychological Association. And the article was created on July 1st, 2019. So I'm just going to get into the meat of the article. Holidays throughout the year are times for families to gather together and celebrate. Independence Day is, in particular, is one that emphasizes the importance of community and country. With all the parades, barbecue, and parties during the holiday weekend, it can easily overlook that many military families that may be struggling with the loss of loved ones or missing relatives assigned to active duty abroad. Again, this is just to highlight some of the sacrifices that the men and women deal with. The fact that they are away from their loved ones for extended periods of time. Okay. The 4th of July holiday is an opportunity to extend gratitude and show support for our troops and their families and acknowledge their important contributions to the well being and safety of our country. A simple thank you to a service member or a military family helps show gratitude for their sacrifice. All people, not just those involved in the military, benefit from community support, and an emotional show of support is important to everyone's health and well being. So now we're going to get into the military spouses. Spouses of service personnel face stressors and obstacles when their husband or wife is deployed. Being a single caretaker or worrying about spouse safety in Iraq or Afghanistan can take a physical and psychological toll. A study of positive psychology has revealed that meaning or purpose of one's life, including work and environment, is an important aspect of personal happiness in a community setting, showing support for military families and thanking both the spouse and the service member for their commitment to their country can increase feelings of community support and help to buffer stresses. Now we're going to be dealing with the children of those serving in the military. Children of military parents can face more emotional difficulties than non-military children, and the longer a parent is deployed, the more pronounced those difficulties can become. Having a mother or father is a difficult situation for children, especially when the parent is deployed. Research has shown that parental development is a predictor of emotional distress for children, including the increased risk of depression. One study found that high levels of participating activities, strong family support, and the belief that American support the war effort are factors that can create lower levels of stress in adolescents of military families. The emotional well-being of a military child relates not only to a strong family unit, but also to the understanding that the active duty parent is making a positive difference in the world and for our country. There are many ways that we can support military families living in our neighborhoods and communities. Cook a meal or agree to play date with a babysitting need. These sources of support can provide much, re- much needed relief for both military parents and their children. People who help others often develop a greater sense of purpose, which can increase their own level of happiness and positive outlook. The resilience individual can also increase the resilience of community, and providing a helping hand to a neighbor or friend also can help the person giving the hand. Interesting. It is common for military families to experience some level of stress when a family member is deployed. Seeking out and taking advantage of resources and support through the military can be helpful. Non-profit groups such as Give an Hour and Strategic Outreach to Families of all reservists offer free mental health services to soldiers and their families. Talking to a mental health professional such as a psychologist can provide additional support to help manage stress and worry. Psychologists are trained and licensed to work with individuals and families to deal with difficult problems and situations such as deployment and loss. So, as we celebrate Veterans Day this year with our family and friends, let us remember the troops and their families and extend our support and gratitude and a helping hand. Okay, so let's go clock it here. Now, what do I take from all this? The fact of the matter is, it is not easy for for the person that's serving in military service, because many times they're serving abroad. It also takes its toll on the spouse that's left behind and the children because they are away from their parent for extended periods of time. So it's very important to show our love and support to these families, especially when um, they have experienced the loss of a loved one um, due to the fact that um, were killed in defense of this country, or perhaps they became injured and later died because of their wounds. So the fact of the matter is, life in the military, it's a very stressful environment, not just for the person that's involved, but also for the family of these people. Okay, so the fact of the matter is, we do owe a great deal of gratitude for the men and women who do decide to serve in the armed forces um, because what they're doing is something that not a great deal of people can do. First of all, as I stated earlier, there is a vetting process that all people must undergo. Okay, they must be determined to be mentally and physically fit because these people will experience stress that very few people will experience, particularly when in armed conflict. Okay, and this is a sharp contrast to the snowflakes that get upset because their mocha is too cold or too hot or doesn't have enough whipped cream or whatever. Okay, these dear people, they have to go through a great deal of preparation, and not everyone can serve in the military. Okay, and let's make it perfectly clear: if you do desire to serve in the military, and for whatever reasons you deem to be unfit, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, or what have you. There are other ways that you can show your love to these people. There's other ways you can serve. Um, if you know a military family, lend your support. Maybe do some errands for the spouse or what have you. Maybe do some babysitting or what have you. So there's many things that you can do to show your love um, for the men and women who serve in our military. Okay. The fact again, and again, and this must be stressed again. It's not easy for anyone to serve in the military. Okay, they undergo a great deal of sacrifices. So I just want to say that I think I can safely speak for all the members of the uncommon folk when I say that we salute your military service. We salute the sacrifices that you have made in deciding to serve in the military. And for families of those who lost loved ones in defense of this country or because of illness, uh, our hearts go towards you. And of course, those of us that believe in prayer will keep you in prayer that the good Lord will heal the emotional scars and what have you for all those who have lost loved ones in military service. Okay, so I've spoken for an hour non-stop. Okay, so that being said, if anyone else wishes to join the panel, the link has been pinned. If anybody else wants to enter a comment, that is fine. Also, I just want to state if there's anyone that serve in the military, if they want to enter a comment after the stream is over, by all means you can do so. And let me just state to all the men and women that are currently serving in all the armed forces, regardless what branch it might be, you deserve all our respect and love. There is no way that we can properly show our gratitude for all the sacrifices that you have made, as far as time, sweat, tears, and blood, in order to serve our country and to protect the liberties that we have the privilege to practice. So that being said, Before we end the stream, I just want to let everybody know that we're going to be doing another stream tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. And the topic will be how to deal with loneliness. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first of all define what it is, and I'm going to be sharing what some of the things that people deal with when when they are alone. Okay, and again, this was keenly felt during the COVID-19 pandemic when we were not able to gather with other people. And not only that, the fact of the matter is that uh, we had to do everything uh, via Skype or Zoom or team meetings. Okay. And my own personal experience was that New Year's Eve of 2020, that was particularly rough for me. Okay, I see you have to. Okay, I see you're gonna go. Okay, well, thank you, Irby, for stopping by. Okay, now just think about it. Due to COVID, yeah, people, hit that like button, please. Okay, it doesn't hurt you, and it does help with the algorithm. Okay, and unlike the L No Show, I do try to keep you guys entertained with 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 facts and with humor. Okay, but the fact that I have to spend New Year's Eve in my apartment um, alone and to only do see my family via Zoom, that was a very big period as well, particularly in the light of the fact that earlier that year, my oldest sister and my mom passed away. So we will be discussing that. We will have another stream after that. And most likely, it's going to be on a Friday. I still haven't decided what would be the topic. I don't know if it's just going to be another episode, open phone. Um, I will make a decision regarding that um, tomorrow or by Thursday. Okay. Also, I'm gonna be preparing a stream regarding the misconceptions regarding Latinas. There's been a lot of misconception regarding Latinas, particularly those who are in Latin America, whether it be um, the Dominican Republic, whether it be Colombia, because the misconception is that all the Latinas are submissive. Not all. And let me make this perfectly clear. There is good and bad in every community. So I just want that to be make that perfectly clear. There is good and bad in every community. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to some of um, the Latina YouTube creators to actually ask if they can come and share some of the misconceptions that they experience being Latinas. So, um, of course, everyone is welcome to participate, and it will be an education for all of us because unfortunately, we have some misconceptions. Um, in fact, I remember this YouTube creator. I completely forgot her name, but she was from Venezuela. And she actually did a short video regarding some of the misconceptions regarding Latinas. Okay. So I will announce it once we have something planned, and hopefully we could all participate and we could all learn as far as, because here on this platform, our job is to educate and entertain. Okay. I'm not here to bore you and put you to sleep, whatever, with a lot of dribble. That being said, I'm going to call this a night. Um, I just want to appreciate the fact that we in chat, and I appreciate all the people that will watch this stream on the playback. So that being said, I just want to say that anyone is welcome to enter a comment on the stream after the stream is over. So, and again, I do apologize for the little glitches I'm still trying to deal with this. I don't know whether it's my laptop or this stream. I'm in the process of trying to get a new laptop so I could hopefully resolve that issue. And because I do take pride in what I produce. Okay. So that being said, I just want to say thank you very much. And I just want to say, let's all try to be good with each other. Okay. And this has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, wishing all of you a pleasant good night. Take care and peace.
Be strong.